Hey guys, welcome back to my YouTube channel. Today I have a very special guest, my close friend Ozlem. She is an entrepreneur, jewelry designer, and owner of House of Moda here in Halifax, Nova Scotia. How are you, Oz?
I'm great. How are you doing? Thank you for having me.
Of course, thank you so much for being on my YouTube channel. I'm so excited to have you. I'm really excited about our conversation, and I know we're going to get into a lot of exciting topics.
Yay.
All about building a jewelry brand and just building confidence along the way. So let's get right into it.
All right.
All right. So when did you realize that you first wanted to get into jewelry designing? Was it something you feel like you always wanted to do, or did it take you a minute to kind of tap into it?
I was definitely trying to find my passion.
Yeah.
Like right at university and on my second, third year, kind of trying to figure out what I want to do.
Yeah.
My parents are entrepreneurs, so they've been kind of giving me the push to find my niche and find my, the thing that I love doing and I would love doing as a career.
Yeah.
And I came up with a couple of different ideas at first, but jewelry was something that I was really into, and I started wearing some pieces that I was designing myself, and then I saw the interest, and
I love that.
Before you know it, it just kind of became a side thing for me, and then it became the main thing for me.
That's awesome. I feel like also when something happens naturally, I feel like it's meant to be. That's really what it is for you.
You kind of need to see the signs, you know.
Yeah.
I'm always watching for the signs.
You're trying to see the signs.
So it's almost like it kind of took off by itself with how people liked what I was doing.
Yeah,
and
their reaction to your personal style, probably.
Exactly.
So did you study jewelry designing, or what did you study in uni?
I was studying advanced poli-sci and German, completely different. So I was double majoring in those two.
Oh my god.
And then once I realized that this whole jewelry thing was turning into a business, then I took jewelry course, a long jewelry course for 3 months in Turkey. That's where I'm originally from, as you know.
Yes.
When I went one summer between university years, and then I came back and I took a business minor.
Oh, nice.
Because I realized that I didn't know much about business.
Yeah, you got to learn the backup, all that stuff that goes into it.
Oh yeah.
Nice.
And I did that, and yeah.
Do you feel like someone who wants to go into jewelry design would need to study it, or do you think it's something that kind of you could figure it out on your own?
I think there's definitely a little bit of education necessary, just like in anything.
Yeah.
I think the design part definitely helped me, but also the business minor part really helped me too. I wish I did business as a major from the start, if I knew that I was going to be in this, because I was really passionate about politics too. So that's why I wanted to study poli-sci.
Yeah.
I was interested in journalism.
What a switch, honestly.
But I have to say, all of that built me up for the business I have created today. Because I find House of Moda is, fashion, but also passion, and
100%.
All of that comes from definitely a little bit of the education part and everything that made me to be able to have this company and build this business.
That's awesome. I love that. So when did you officially launch House of Moda?
Oh my gosh, officially I can't even give you an official date.
It's been that long.
Well, yeah,
it's been that long.
Retail wise, our first retail location is 11 and a half years ago. We were right there, as you know.
So crazy.
I know, it's been 11 and a half, just like official retail location. Before that, I would probably say another 8 years.
Did you start online and then go into retail?
Oh no, online wasn't even that big back then.
Online wasn't even a thing.
Girl.
You're going door to door.
Yeah, exactly. I have done that. Not even joking. I've done a lot of jewelry parties.
Yeah.
And I've had some showcases.
That literally sounds so fun.
Yeah. It was really fun.
Bring your girls jewelry shopping.
Yeah, it was like I even went to Toronto, and I did a lot of trade shows beginning before my retail location, and then I did I did some jewelry parties, I did designer showcases, I've done local markets and things like that, craft shows. I've done it all. I've done it. It was definitely baby steps for me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So walk me through the process of creating a new collection. Where do you find inspiration?
It comes with crazy ideas in my brain.
Definitely.
Lots of right now we're so visual, right? With all the social media and everything that we see, and something just speaks to you, and all of a sudden you have an idea and it just blows up. And also, of course, at this point, I know what my customers want. Somebody comes looking for something, I'm like, that's something we're missing, and you know, in the next season we should do something like that, and this is going to blow up, and that's going to, I don't know how, but even my manufacturing studio tells me, like, I don't know what it is with you. You just know something is going to be popular.
That's amazing.
And I don't know how.
I feel like that is so important to have,
it is, I guess,
working in this field.
Yeah.
It's like a God-given gift.
Yeah.
Honestly.
Like a forward seeing, because we see a lot of things these days. We just have to know how to filter.
True.
Right? Like there are a lot of things and I go, oh no, I don't like that. No. Oh, I think I should create something like that because that would work, and then I would do this and I would do that, and I would add it to a charm, and I would make it into a necklace, and I need these clips, and
that's
before
awesome.
you know it, there's a new collection. But also life experiences, because you know, let's say we're going to create a new charm, something that's going on in my life. Let's say I'm getting into tennis. Ooh, we're missing a racket charm.
That's so beautiful.
Before you know it, we have a racket.
It's amazing. You have the ability to really create, and I feel like everything around you inspires you, which is so exciting.
Thank you.
I think that's amazing. How does the manufacturing process happen? Do you sketch them yourself, or do you just kind of tell them, you know what, this is what I'm thinking, you know, let's bring it to life? How does it usually play out?
Both. I do sometimes ideas, and we go, we do a 3D image of my idea. How does this look? No, let's tweak it like this. Let's add a little bit of this. And sometimes I do sketch, and I literally do like centimeters, millimeters, how I want something, pages of, I'm very like, I don't sketch on an iPad or anything. I just do it by hand. And that's how very old school.
Did it take you a second to find a good manufacturer, or do you feel like from the get-go you kind of found one that worked out well?
Oh no, definitely took a while for me.
Trial
and lots of, you know, I've been backstabbed, I've been through it all, girl, through it all. Every time you fall, you think it's the end, and you just crawl back up. And
very true.
But you need a good team for that. Like overall, you need a good support system for sure. You need your team to believe you. You need your family. For me, like it's my husband. He's always like, this is a good thing, and don't worry, you know, that wasn't what you needed anyway. So
that's amazing. That's the support you need, because sometimes you can get in your head about all these things. When you have someone that kind of puts you in check, it's just amazing. And I love that that's your husband.
That is my husband. He's my biggest supporter.
Such a good duo. That's amazing.
Thank you.
So walk me through how you build clientele as a...
Oh my gosh.
Is it just kind of meeting different people, and then kind of throughout the years, relationship?
Well, of course it's different. Like when I started my business versus right now, I think I built mine with, you know, support and just, you know, they like with the trust, like the gaining the trust of the community. And like I said, I started from local markets that I know clients that have, you know, they had a child, and I watched them from being an infant, and now they are 20 something years old. I'm not that old, but somehow
that's such a beautiful relationship.
It is.
Just to
built all these relationships over the years, I would say.
That's awesome.
And of course now it's also very social media kind of helps you build these clientele relationships as well.
Do you feel like you find a lot of clientele through social media?
Oh, definitely. I find let's say I meet a new client at the store. Maybe we've talked on social media about jewelry, about other things, about fashion, about life, about kids. And then when they come, they introduce themselves to me, and then they're like, I feel like I know you. And then I'm like, I feel like I know you too. So it's a beautiful thing. I love that aspect of social media for sure. There's so many things about social media I'm still iffy about. I'm sure
I have my days too.
Absolutely.
It's a love-hate relationship.
It is.
But there's a lot of great benefits.
There are a lot of great benefits, 100%. So yeah.
You started off as being, I know from, you know, your earlier days, you were really the face of, you know, your social media. You were the one kind of showing everything and doing your own thing. How is that when you want to shift from having the brand based around your identity to kind of being the brand on its own?
It's hard.
How is that transition?
It's hard because I am a control freak, Joyce, and I like being in control.
I get
so
that.
I don't think I can give the
full reins,
to somebody else to run. I love, like, our brand manager is Jen. Jen does an amazing job running.
Jen's an angel.
Yeah, Jen's awesome. Jen is my family, so not just House of Moda family. So she does an amazing job. But, even like I like talking about current things on my social media too.
Yeah.
Sometimes, again, it's a curse. Sometimes it's amazing because it helps you build real relationships with your clientele and your community as well. Because I feel like if I built this clientele and, like I said, this whole community on my social media, I feel like I owe it to them to not just talk about jewelry, but also talk about some important things in life, because now I have a voice on this platform.
Yeah.
And I like using that voice for certain things that I feel like can make a difference.
Totally.
Right?
And I think you should. And you've built such a strong community that they really do listen to what you have to say. So when you have a platform like that, it's super important to use it, like you're saying. So I love that. You touch on a bunch of things, and I think it's important. There's so much happening in the world now. So I think it's important to be very relevant, speak on what's happening, say your part. And I mean, if you rub someone the wrong way, then that's really just, that's just their problem.
I need to I really pick and choose.
Yeah.
Remember, I have a poli-sci education, so I am very passionate about certain things.
You're ready to.
But I do pick and choose for sure. Like, I don't, talk about everything. I have to be somewhat really thoughtful of what I say, because it could, at the end, affect my business as well.
Of course,
but certain things that I'm very passionate about, or I agree with, or don't agree with, and those things come before even like House of Moda for me, because that's my duty as a human being to speak up about certain things, Yeah.
I love that. That's very true. I mean, you're doing the best you can anyway.
Thank you. Mostly women's rights and things like that. So
yeah, definitely. You got to pick and choose.
Yeah.
So let's say someone wants to start their own jewelry brand. What advice would you give them? Any key tips you think they need, or things they should keep in mind?
Well, first of all, they need to love jewelry. For sure.
Yeah.
They need to be passionate about it.
You definitely have to love what you're doing.
It needs to be something that keeps them awake at night. Okay? That's very important. That's probably my number one.
Yeah, that's so you.
And if they should I do it like this?
That is so you. 3 a.m.
Definitely, that's number one for me. Something that you're uber passionate about and keeps you awake at night. And let me think. What other tips would they? So they want to start their own jewelry business. And
they don't know where to go, what to do.
Well, just are they manufacturing? Are they designing it?
They don't really know how to go about it. I think, is it important to sketch it, or do you think you'll be fine if you don't sketch, really?
I don't know, because I usually sketch. And I usually either have a similar picture of it, or I do a sketch, or I give a thought like an image. So that it can be created. It's like this, and there's like a round piece.
Be very clear on the vision.
And it depends. Like I produce sterling silver jewelry that's 18 karat gold vermeil, and like that's most of my. Of course, as you know, I have a statement line as well, but with more like crystals and beaded glass beads and things like that. So that's actually what I've started with, as you know. So for instance, with sterling, I'm so hands-on that I pick even the color of plating, like the carat of plating. It's actually 17 point something, so it's really close to 18, but it's like a better color than an 18 karat gold vermeil for me. And that's what I personally chose for my brand. I see all kinds of different, gold colors around. But just be hands-on, and I would definitely recommend just following your heart, maybe doing a couple of different things and see what people like, and choose maybe a demographic for yourself, and then do a research. For me, I love like good quality products, so I would say definitely reach for something like that. Like I have seen multiple items that I personally even bought for myself, because I love jewelry. I still go and buy other people's designs. I love that. And then I get asked all the time, is this from you? Do we get that? I'm like, oh my God, okay. But I do, like, I have seen really good quality from other brands, and I have seen things that, you know, fade in 2 days. So
true. You need to pick and choose.
Pick and choose. Like, what's your clientele going to be? What's your price range going to be? You just need to do some market research there and find out. Go from there, I guess. Yeah.
What are the biggest?
It's been
struggles?
very natural to me. So. I don't know, like, it wasn't like I have a business idea. It just became a business on its own. It came natural to you,
yeah. And it shows. You're a very creative person.
Thank
so
you.
it flows out of your system, and I love that. What do you feel like are your biggest struggles, challenges that you faced when you were first getting started or throughout?
Well, as you know, we're in Halifax. So back in the day, again, I'm not that old, but... Back in the day, it was a little bit more conservative. You know, East Coast fashion is a little bit more conservative than, let's say, Montreal, or a little bit not as forward. And first of all, getting people to actually trust that, you know, they can wear something. But remember, like, the whole Beyonce wearing the earrings, like, they were big.
Yeah,
you know?
I mean, tell them about the Beyonce moment.
Oh my gosh, okay, now that I said that. Well, Beyonce wore my earrings.
I love this story.
A bunch of my designs. One of them to her world tour back in the day, to Beyonce Experience, and then to her live video. And she was photographed months later, wearing a couple of other designs.
That's crazy. You met her through VIP, right?
Oh yeah, I met her through, again, a dream that people were like, don't get your hopes up.
You can't listen to those
like, people. It can happen, but it'll probably not happen. And I was like, okay, well, I'm still gonna do it. I'm still gonna try. And it happened bigger than I could ever imagine. So
I know, so crazy. You gave the jewels to the security, right?
Oh yeah.
And then she came up on stage wearing them?
Yes, girl. And actually, the security guard was like, yeah, she gets the jewelry like the next day. But apparently, after I left, she specifically asked for my jewelry and asked for, like, the little package, and I was so starstruck I couldn't even, like, speak when I was like,
I can't even process what went through your head or your whole body when you saw her on stage wearing your jewels.
Oh my God,
panicked.
She first, like, touched my earrings and said, oh my God, I love those. And I said, yeah, actually, perfect. That's what I wanted to say.
That's what I do.
Yeah, I actually, you know, made 3 pairs, like, for you. Gave them to your security guard at the door. And then, she comes up on stage 20 minutes later, like, going like this to me. And I'm like,
I would have fainted.
Front row. Oh, yeah. And then the security guy goes, hey, you. Right after you left, she asked for your package. I'm like, oh my God,
how did you know what to design for her?
I don't know, girl. Again, intuition.
You just kind of went for it.
You know, I could have watched some YouTube videos of seeing what she was wearing on stage. Yeah. And I didn't. I was really concentrated on her wearing my jewelry, because if I Googled, like, Beyonce, you know, Experience Tour, she was having, like, I could have seen her stage outfits.
Totally.
I didn't even do that. I thought of that after the fact.
I love the way you went about it, because you just followed your instinct.
I did.
And that's so important.
Last minute, I'm sitting at my friend's condo, one of my best friend's condo in Toronto. I'm sitting at last minute, because I had like 5-6 pairs, and I'm like, I can't give this all. Like, this will be too much. I need to pick, like, really, like, you know, 2, 3 and do that. So I like laid it all out. Last minute, I made a decision to change one of them.
Okay.
And I changed that one, and that's the one that she ended up wearing.
Man, that's
world tour.
Amazing.
Isn't that wild?
Yeah, that's
Follow
so crazy.
Your heart, trust your instinct.
Seriously.
To the max.
Yeah.
That's all I
feel like it takes a lot of people time to really follow their instinct. I feel like they realize it later on, when it's like, from the get-go, your instinct is your best friend.
Oh, 100%.
It really guides you in so many different ways. And I love that you listen to it. You tap into your instinct. You can follow
if I studied her costumes or her outfits, whatever, I probably wouldn't be as good at, like, planning this whole thing.
Yeah. You just
went
went with the flow.
I did.
Best way to go about it.
I did, seriously. Now I forgot the question. There was a question before the whole Beyonce thing.
I was saying, basically, any difficulties you had to overcome in the
you know, for people, to gain people's trust in fashion. That was huge for me here, of course. That you can actually wear that out. Like, do people wear that? Yeah, people do wear it. You can wear that.
You have to sell that
vision. I wish I can wear that, but I have nothing to wear this with. You show up with a white tee
and some jeans,
and bam,
honey, go for it.
Just go for it.
Yeah, like, it's really about selling the vision.
Oh, that took a while, but definitely that was probably my biggest difficulty, just bringing that Mediterranean flavor with me.
I love
and
that.
hoping that the East Coast sees what I see, I guess, and trusting my vision. That's what I'm really thankful for.
Yeah.
But yeah, that was such a big challenge.
Good for you. I'm so glad you followed your instinct and kind of overcome it. I mean, look at now, you have amazing clientele. You have people who are so loyal to you. And it's amazing. And now since they trust you, when you bring on those new styles, they're like, we're here for it. Give me those double-sized hoops.
I know.
Give me that extra bling
Halle
ring.
hoops now. Imagine now Halle hoops are the biggest of them all.
I know.
Right?
I've spotted them all around town.
Yeah, and
so
they're not New York hoops. Yeah. They're Halle hoops.
I love that. I love that. That's amazing.
Yeah.
So what would you say are the biggest lessons you've learned throughout this whole journey? Good or bad?
You need to follow your instincts. Like everything we're talking about here, we've already talked about. The biggest lessons is you're going to, you're going to have moments where you're going to feel like quitting. There's going to be all kinds of things that will go wrong. But you just, if you believe, again, listen to your own voice. I always say that, like, it will guide you. And just when you know something is your passion, you will find a way to make it happen. So, you could be could be down and crawling back up, and you could be, everything could be going wrong. Shipments can be lost. Like with COVID, we've had it all. Like what else can go wrong, really? I'm not going to what? I'm not, this is not, I don't want to know. But yeah, a lot can go wrong, and you just have to find a way to make it work if that's what you want to do. Like when I was moving to my new location, I signed my contract and I ordered thousands of dollars of things, and just, from wallpaper to God knows what, this hanging pod chair. And all of a sudden the world like fell apart. So imagine me, I was like, what am I going to do? Like, this is also my bread and butter. So there's so many things I have to, yes, this is also my passion, but also what I love doing. Like, this is my, my job. And then you just find a way. So that's definitely a lot of difficulties along the way. That was the question, right?
Yeah. You got it, girl. I love that. Okay, so we know you're a business owner, a mama, traveler, lover of life.
Oh yeah.
Dreamer.
Big time.
All of the above.
Big time.
How do you find time to take care of yourself, or what would be your self-care routine that you feel like gives you that moment to connect with yourself, make sure you check in, you're doing okay? Because you have such a busy schedule, you have so much on the go. How do you make time for yourself, and what does your self-care routine really look like?
This is a very difficult question for me, because I would be lying if I said I mastered this. Okay? Yeah. I'm just keeping some people I look up to because they really, I feel like they have mastered this. Yeah. I am not so much, but I'm a master of this. But I try, of course. Balance is very difficult. Home-work balance is very difficult. Yeah. My self-care, I'm doing moments if I put my phone down, and I try to just focus and be in the moment. I love spinning. I love spin classes. That's awesome. One of my decharging for sure. Little escape. I love music. Music is like my drug. I love music. It speaks to your soul, honey. It speaks to my soul. I love that. Any stressful moment, and there I am with some good music, and always puts me in a good mood and makes me happy. So that's definitely one. And yeah, family balance is a difficult one for me. Yeah. It's not easy and I feel like that mom guilt doesn't leave. Like, no matter what I do, I always like, oh, I could be like, am I spending too much time at work, or is work too much on my mind? And it's a difficult one for sure. I feel like you're doing the best that you can, which is the most important thing. And I feel like you're just going to be such a great role model for your daughter. I hope so. She's going to look up to you and be like, you know what, my mom's badass. My mom was a great role model for me, and she was a big, bigger entrepreneur than I am. Aww. And she worked so hard. She was always on the go. Always on the go, and she made time for me. Okay, so I wanted to touch on imposter syndrome, because I know this is something that we have so many conversations about this behind closed doors, and it's really just the feeling of
basically feeling like you don't fit in sometimes. It could be, you know, your work environment. It could be where you're living. It could be the industry you're in. It really could be just a bunch of things. But I know we've felt this, you know, with a bunch of stuff, whether it's, you know, our personal style, and, you know, sometimes you feel like you stand out a little bit, and it makes you kind of question yourself. But tell me your experience with it. How do you feel about when you're in those stages where you kind of feel like, based off of your surroundings, you start questioning yourself? How do you kind of get out of that? Because you really shouldn't let your environment, you know, impact you in that sense.
Yeah, it's something that I feel like in my bones, to be honest with you. I don't remember a lot of places I fit in. Okay?
Yeah.
We talked about this.
Yes.
And you said, like, you said it too, the personal style, from personal style to, you know, even emotion. Like, sometimes you stand out because you feel differently. And like I said, this is something that I feel to my bones. Like, I rarely fit in. And you know what? As the years go by and you get older and wiser, you understand that you don't have to fit in.
Yeah.
And you just do you be you.
Very true.
And if you actually stay true to yourself, you'll see that people will be around you. They respect that.
Yeah.
They don't have to agree with that.
100%.
But they respect that, whatever it is. It could be fashion, it could be ideology, it could be anything, really, where you're from, where you come from.
Totally.
You just need to be authentic.
Yeah.
And be true to yourself, and don't worry too much about fitting in. And I know when I say this, I'm sure there will be people watching saying, yeah, it's easy to say, but
it's something you need to work on.
Yeah.
And you just really, like you said, you got to believe in yourself.
You have to
and just follow that instinct.
You have to follow the instinct.
Do what feels good for you.
You have to do you.
Exactly.
You know?
Exactly.
Don't worry about other people's expectations. I always say that too.
It's true.
You need to just be true to yourself, and, you know, keep on walking and keep that head high. And I know, like I said, people will be saying, "Oh, it's easy." Was I always confident and, you know, not fitting in? No, but there is a certain feeling that comes with not fitting in. Yes, it's I think creative minds rarely fit in, so it's
true.
a good thing.
Yeah,
it's a good thing.
Of course, I think you should take it and, I don't know, make it your superpower. You really shouldn't worry about it. Do you? What makes you happy?
I like that.
And just kind of go about it.
Make it your superpower.
Yeah. I love that. That's so true. If you ever do have, you know, those negative thoughts and you feel like you're being hard on yourself, is there something you do to kind of get yourself out of that funk? Or do you feel like it's just that community around you, your support system, your husband, someone that kind of feels like they pick you back up?
I have to say, yeah, support system is very important, honestly. But also that voice in your head, that your heart. Okay, I sleep on things when I have negative feelings. I sleep on them to see how I'm going to feel the next day. And I try to really always in my life just follow the signs. I'm a firm believer in the universe. Like, the universe will guide me. If something is not meant for me and I want it so much, and if it doesn't happen and I kill myself over it, it could be something personal, it could be something work related.
Yeah.
I swear to God, like, in the years to come, or months to come, even days to come, I know why some things didn't happen.
It's true.
They weren't meant to be, and there was a reason for it.
Yeah.
So
rejection is redirection, is what I tell myself.
100%. Every step of the way. If you stumble, everything is just, it helps you grow.
It's a part of your journey.
It is.
I love that. You seem like you're very at peace with it.
Oh my God, yes, of course.
I love that.
Life is like that, girl.
I
know.
You
just need to ride it.
You just gotta enjoy that ride.
Buckle up and ride the roller coaster.
Yeah, that's
it's a beautiful adventure, though. It's full of ups and downs, but the beauty of it is it's very rewarding.
Yeah.
In every way.
For sure.
Yeah.
I love that.
Thank
you. So at the end of every episode, I'm doing a rapid fire question.
Oh, great.
So for this, you can either answer it, you know, with one word, a very quick sentence, whatever comes to mind first.
Okay.
Ready?
No.
You're born ready. You know that.
Oh,
okay.
God.
Let's get started.
Okay.
What's your biggest guilty pleasure? Could be anything. Food.
Wine.
Wine?
Well, coming home, pouring a glass of wine and get cooking or something.
That's you.
I love that.
That's you, honey.
And I keep telling myself, okay, maybe I won't today. And then I'm like, oh, but it goes so well with cooking. Or something like that. Anyway, That's me.
No,
I
that's
love it.
true. That's
It's me.
you.
And turn on some jazz.
I love that.
There we go.
That's cute.
Has to be some.
Set
I
the
love
vibe.
jazz. Saxophone is my
gosh,
instrument.
with a glass of wine, that must be so soothing at the end of a
good.
day.
So good.
I love that. What holds you back?
Nothing.
This could be. I love that.
Oh,
It's
what
okay.
holds
Speak
me
your
back?
truth, honey.
Oof.
It could be anything personally. It could be anything through work.
What holds me back?
I mean, I would take nothing as an answer because that is bomb.
You will take it as an answer?
Of course I would. If you do have an alternative you'd like to say.
What holds me back? There's very little that holds me back. Like I sometimes be
That's
like,
a great mindset to have.
I
You don't let anything get in your way. And if it does, you deal with it.
yeah, I do. I try to anyway.
Yeah.
What holds me back? Let's come back to that question. No. I don't know. I really can't think of anything that holds me back. I just try to be a better person.
I love that.
That's always I never want to disappoint anyone. So that's like always in my heart. I'm like, oh my God, I can't like disappoint anyone.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, I like that. I love your answer.
Yeah. Okay.
The best advice you've ever received? Could be a family member, something you learned from maybe a mentor, someone in your life.
You can do it all. Like my mom always raised me as, she was a civil engineer. So you don't see, like, especially back in her day, a lot of women entrepreneurs, let alone like civil engineers. She was the only woman in her class.
Oh my gosh.
And, women
have changed.
Yeah. Women can do the same thing men can, but better.
Amen to that.
But because we put emotion and feeling into it and actually turn it into a better thing.
Yeah.
But yeah, like you can do it all, and dreams can be true, can become reality very easily if you believe yourself.
Put your mind to it.
Yeah, definitely, and baby steps, definitely.
Yeah. Very true. Last one. Do you most often follow your heart or your head?
My heart, obviously.
Your heart.
I knew
that answer. I swear I knew that answer.
Sometimes I want to tell my heart to listen to my head. But
I know. Because a lot of people say, you really got to put your heart aside. You got to listen to your head. But
my husband says that sometimes.
Volume.
But
yeah?
I just listen to him, shake my head, and then follow my heart again.
Yeah.
Because I always say this. Like Jen would know too.
Yeah.
I always say, Sam would know. I say I run this business with my heart.
Yeah.
So there's certain things
you got your heart on your sleeve.
There's no like rule. It's just because when you follow your heart again, two situations can look similar, but the results, the answers could be different because your heart will tell you. In your head it will be A, but in your heart, it could be different, right? Because of what it's connected to, what it's Let's say I'm dealing with two different customers or two different stores that carry my jewelry. The approach could be different, and that's all following the heart thing. I hope that made sense.
It does. It made sense to me.
Oh, thank you.
I love that. Well, thank you so much, Oz, for being on my YouTube
channel. Thank you, Joyce. You're awesome.
I adore you. You know
I
that.
adore you.
And
you know that.
You really enjoyed this little segment. I had a great time, and I hope you guys enjoyed as well.
I did.
There's so much valuable stuff here. So
thank you.
Thank you so much for your time.
Thank you. Thank you.